Hi everybody, welcome back to TìandTarot, or welcome to TìandTarot if you are new here. Today's reading is going to be all about your July predictions, so that will be your career predictions, side hustle predictions, love life predictions, and general life predictions for just the month of July. Today we have 3 piles, pile 1, 2 and 3. Feel free to choose which one you feel most intuitively drawn to, either based on the energy of the pile, the number of the pile or the object or crystal on top. Today for the top of the pile we are using dice, mindful dice. So for pile 1 we have loving kindness. For pile 2 we have love more. And for pile 3 we have spread peace. Once you have chosen your pile, there will be a timestamp in the description box below for you to find your reading more easily, and I will meet you there. Also, just a heads up guys, Kit may not be in today's video that much. She's feeling a little bit lethargic. She had a really bad week last week. She was basically stuck in a tree all night, and it took a lot of effort to get her down. And yeah, we had to shave her little leg. It's looking like a little chicken leg because she had a skin infection, so we had to fix that. And as well, her nails are sore from obviously holding onto the tree all night, so she's feeling, a little bit under the weather. So she might not pop into today's video, but she's hovering around, she's giving good vibes to your reading. Okay, hello pal ones, welcome to your reading. You chose loving kindness. And let's see what your cards are for your career. So, we have justification, okay. And we also have the 6 of Swords and the 9 of Coins as well. Okay, from all of your cards kind of together, what I'm kind of seeing is that you're very much a hard worker towards your career. And I feel like that's about to reap a lot of benefits for you. Like, you're somebody who tends to your career into making it successful. And while the rewards might be slow to gain, once you do gain them, they're big rewards. So it might take time to, climb up to the position you want or the exact ideal career or job that you want. But all of that hard effort is worth it, because when you get to the end, you get all of these rewards and you're finally at peace. I feel like you're working hard so that you can have a more peaceful, relaxing time when you're older. So I feel like you're working hard now because you have that sort of end goal of having like less stress and less work to do when you're older, so that you can kind of in a way retire early. I feel like if you are wondering if anything you've done to kind of get ahead or get to your career, if you're wondering if any of that has been the right move, or if it's been the right action for you to take, or maybe you could have chosen a different path, or what if you did that instead, and what if you changed that instead of this, none of those actions that you didn't take would have led you to where you are now. You made all the right decisions you were supposed to make to get to where you are now. And just know that for now, you're definitely in the right place, and all of your decisions that you've made so far are valid. They're very much justified because you're the one who got you here based on making those choices, trusting your intuition, and that's what's kind of brought this success for you. So if you're wondering if you've done things right up until now, you've made the best decisions for you. So yes, you have. Okay, so now let's take a look at your side hustle predictions. Let's move these out of the way. Okay, what is pile 1's side hustle predictions? Whoa, the deck is all over the place today. Okay, so firstly you have the 4 of Winter in reverse. And for your oracle card, we have the 3rd quarter, release and let go. Okay, so I feel like potentially for this month, you're kind of feeling like whatever side hustle you're kind of working on, it's not been as successful as it has been in the previous month or the month before that. And you're kind of, feeling a little bit doubtful as to whether or not this is something you want to do, whether or not you want to keep going with it. Because at the minute, you're kind of feeling like it's not getting to where you want it to go fast enough. You don't feel like it's successful yet. The thing is, all of these things take time, and sometimes, some weeks you'll nurture it much more than you have in other weeks, and yet in the week where you put in more effort, you don't reap more benefits, whereas in the week before where you did nothing, you got a lot of benefits from your side hustle. So it can be really unpredictable, really changeable. There's no surefire way to like sort of guaranteeing that success. So you feeling doubtful or feeling nervous or having those sort of like self-doubting beliefs kind of creep in is really, really normal, and that doesn't mean that your business is unsuccessful or your side hustle is unsuccessful. It just means that it's struggling this month, you know, but next month it might be great, and it's just so hard to predict. So the cards are kind of saying release and let go of that worry. Like, you know, if it's something you genuinely enjoy, if this side hustle of yours still brings you joy, it still makes you happy, it's still an achievement you want, it's still something you want to go after, then the best thing to kind of do is to sort of settle those feelings, because there's feeling anxious about it is not going to help anything. It's just going to make you feel worse. So the cards are kind of urging you to just let go, forget about it for now. Maybe for this week or month, you... Sorry, someone is like trimming grass outside. I have no idea if you can hear it, but apologies if you can. So it's essentially saying just like let go of those feelings, try and move away from it. You know, maybe for this week or month you can just kind of take a back seat, take a chill pill, you know, kind of just work on it maybe 1 or 2 days a week, and then the rest of the days of the week don't even think about it, focus on something else. You know, read a book, draw something, go outside, hang out with people. You know, try and put distance between yourself and this side hustle for a good portion of the week, just so that you're not constantly stressing over it. And then when you come back in a month's time, you'll be like, hey, this has progressed in a way that I didn't anticipate, because you've taken that time away from it. It's made you see things more clearly. So essentially it's just saying like, you know, settle those feelings within you of like self-doubt, because, you know, that will just ruin the enjoyment of the side hustle, you know? Okay, so that is what I see for your side hustle pile 1. So let's move on to your love life. Okay. So what is happening for pile 1's love life in July? So we have the 10 of Wands there in reverse. We also have invert fear with black fawn in reverse. I feel like you or somebody else, if this doesn't sound like you, then it will be somebody else. But someone is working up the courage to ask somebody out. Someone has a crush. Again, it could be you, so I'm gonna speak as if it is you. But additionally, the crush could also be about you from somebody else. But I feel like somebody has like a crush, but because they've got like a lot of fear, they're trying to build up the courage to ask someone out. They're trying to like reverse that fear, you know, and trying to remember that rejection is just redirection to what it is you actually wanted. So they've been working on it. So each like notch here of like a flower is essentially the progress they're making, or you're making. They're like moving up levels and levels and levels, building up that courage, building up their confidence, and all the while this crush is like developing more and more, and their feelings are getting stronger as well. And so either you're working up the courage to ask somebody out, or someone is working up the courage to ask you out. But I can see that whoever it is definitely going to ask the person eventually. It's just like a long time to kind of build up that courage, because it's so nerve-wracking for sure. But if you are the person who's gonna kind of build up the courage to ask somebody out, just remember, like, rejection has nothing to do with you. If it wasn't meant for you, it won't happen for you. So like, if you weren't supposed to be with that person, potentially being with them could have ruined your chances to be with the person you were supposed to be with. So in a sense, them rejecting you kind of helps you out. So always look at it that way. Like, if someone rejects you, it's just redirection to what it is you actually were looking for or wanted or needed. Don't stress. Definitely like work on reversing that fear, because that's what's going to help here. I can see so much growth. Like, this crush has helped either that person or you grow in a big way personally. So even though it is about your love life and a crush, it's also like you as a person have grown, because it's helping you build up your own confidence to ask people out. And also it was fun. Like, it's fun having a crush, and so it kind of it's made you feel excited again, which is nice. Or this person feel excited again, which is nice. So it's always a positive. And now let's take a look at your general life cards as well. So what is happening in July in your life generally? We have the Three of Crystals, first of all. And let's see. Oh, you got 2 crystal cards. Ooh. So there are rarely any black crystals or primarily black crystals in that deck. So the fact that you got 2 of them makes me feel like the color black is very important here. I love it when I get these crystal cards because I love the color black. I know it's not a color, it's a shade, but like I still love it. And I call it a color. But so you have a hematite and black onyx as well. So these are really, really good crystals. These are all about protection. So you're protected in a big way. And you've also got I detoxify and transmute stress into balance and harmony. See, so that's like letting go of the stress that you were feeling, both with this like crush or in your love life in general, and also with your side hustle as well. But in general, you're just de-stressing this month, which is so lovely. It's good to see that you're feeling a lot less stress. You also have, I gently release negative energy within and around me. So that's how you're de-stressing as well. You're working through things within yourself and around you that kind of stress you out. Things you do that stress you out, and things, you know, the world does to stress you out. You're kind of working your way around that. So if like social media stresses you out, you're kind of pulling away for a bit. Or if hanging out with people stresses you out, you're kind of like just pulling away a little bit. Whatever it is that stresses you out, you're kind of addressing it, or you're telling people to stop stressing you out. You're working on it, which is really, really good. You have number 1, so I feel like you're putting yourself first. You also have grounding twice here. So potentially the way that you're getting rid of that stress is by doing like yoga and stuff. By the way, they're trimming grass again. So sorry if you could hear it. You also have protection, healing, shielding, confidence, strength. Healing, shielding, confidence, strength. That's for sure. As I said, that's like the personal stuff that you're working on. So even though with your love life situation, that is to do with your love life, but additionally you're also kind of growing within yourself as well, because you're building up your own confidence, that strength to kind of, that courage to kind of go and ask somebody out. That's healing you because it's making you so much more brave. It's inverting that fear, and then also it's shielding you because you're protected on your journey with both of these crystals. So you're protected from what won't work for you. So if they say, you know, if they reject you, or if you say no to them, or whatever the situation is, then that just means it wasn't meant for you, and that's protecting you. Or if they say yes, or if you say yes, or, you know, if it goes well, then that means that was the right choice, you know? You also have balancing, detoxifying, absorbs negative energy, willpower. You also have the root chakra twice, so there is definitely emphasis on your love life this month. And you also have Aquarius, Aries, Capricorn, and Leo, so those signs might be relevant to you this month. With the Three of Crystals, I do see you working quite hard, potentially at your job, because as I said, you are like a climber, because you're trying to get to the end quickly. You're trying to get to a place where you've built up enough sort of savings to kind of fall back on, so that you can maybe go traveling when you're older, or just sort of enjoy your time. I definitely see, like, you know, like the Orchid card from the Harmony Tarot deck. I always use that deck, so that's why I'm bringing it up. But if you don't know what it is, the Orchid is basically sort of like you being in a good place, sitting in your orchid, surrounded by your fruit trees and reading a book, and it's like you're finally enjoying life. That's kind of what I see for you. So I see you working really hard this month to try and work towards that. Potentially you're working towards like having enough money for a holiday sometime soon. But also in addition to that, generally you're working towards saving just so you can have like a nice, chill, easy, relaxing time when you're older. Okay, so we're going to move into our final portion of the reading, where you can ask 3 questions. Any 3 yes or no questions pertaining to the month of July, and we will get those answered for you now. So go ahead and ask your questions either out loud or in your head, whichever you prefer. And I will place the answer to question 1 here, 2 here, and 3 here. So ask your questions now. Here's answer to question 1. Under no circumstances. Here's the answer to question 2. Weather permitting. So that basically means, like, I mean, if everything's in order, if you've got all your ducks in a row, then yes. But if you're not prepared in any kind of way, then no. And your answer to question 3 is not ever. Okay, so I just want to say, whatever you've asked, please don't stress about it. This deck can be quite harsh. So please don't worry about what it said. If it's like, no, not ever, no, not today, blah, blah, blah. Again, we were only asking for the month of July. So this only pertains to July. Beyond July, anything could happen, right? So don't take this too personally if they weren't the answers that you were looking for. Only take what resonates, you know. If none of this sounds like it's for you, then feel free to ignore it. But that was your reading part 1, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps the channel out. And if you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here on Friday for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye. Okay, hello my pile 2s. Welcome to your reading all about your July predictions. So you chose Love More. And let's take a look at your cards. So you have Development. Ooh. And it's got a number 2, it says the number 2 there, so I feel like it's development in some sort of relationship. But this is your career pile, but potentially development in a partnership for your career. You also have the Star, you also have the 7 of Cups. Okay, you've got a big career dream. Like, you've got a big career goal. You sort of have these ideas coming to you about what it is you really want to do. And there's a star quality to what it is you're interested in. And to your own ambition as well, to who you are as a person. There's a star quality to you as well. So there's definitely success in this business idea that you're thinking of, in this career goal that you're thinking of. There is success waiting there for sure. It feels very, very big, like it could be really successful. It also feels like it could be something that's quite public somehow. And I feel like this dream can only really come to fruition, it can only really come true if you partner up with somebody. And I don't mean like in a romantic sense necessarily. I mean like a business partnership. So there's someone else that's also integral to this dream kind of coming true. Because I feel like you're the fantasizer, the one that thinks about things, the one that daydreams, and you need a more practical business partner to also bring you back down to earth and be the person that talks about the practicalities of this dream coming true, how to go about gaining that, and also talking about the finances and the drawbacks and what are the challenges and what are the obstacles to overcome and what are the opportunities you could seize to make it come true. So I can definitely see that for you. The cards are telling you to go for it, for sure, but you do also need this business partner, whoever it is. You might have somebody in mind, and if you don't, that just means they will come up into your life at some point, but you've just not met them yet. Okay, so now let's take a look at your side hustle. Your side hustle predictions for July. That one. And then let's also take an oracle card as well. Cool. So let's see what you got. Oh, we have the cliff, and then we also have what activities make me feel good about myself. So I don't know if you've started a side hustle yet. You might not have, or if you have, you haven't started this one yet. So there is a side hustle that you've either just started or you're thinking about starting, but you've not done it yet. But it's something that really speaks to your soul. Like, it really represents everything you're about, who you are, what you're interested in. And when you do start it, there is so much adventure waiting for you. Like, it's kind of like a leap of faith, because you don't really know how it's going to turn out. You don't know the outcome. But there's so much fun along the way. There's so much excitement, so many different experiences. Like, there's ups and downs with all adventures, but I feel like at the end of the journey, you will be so thankful that you had all of those experiences on this way to your side hustle, because you're going to kind of get to the end and be like, that was so fun when you look back on it. So even though there are pitfalls, there's also good parts, you know? Like, imagine if you were, like, diving into a swimming pool. Initially, when you take that first sort of step off the board, it feels really scary. And then as you're falling, you're regretting this. But then as you plunge into the water and you're fine, you're like, wow, that was exhilarating, that was fun, loved it. So it's kind of like that. Like, there will be good parts, there will be bad parts, there will be times where you're like, did I make the right choice? Is this for me? Can I really do it? And you'll sort of doubt yourself. But so long as you keep going with the flow of this journey and letting it guide you, you'll come out the other end of this side hustle feeling so proud that you accomplished it. Whatever it is, whether it's like writing a book, starting a YouTube channel, or like starting your own online business, there's some sort of side hustle you've not started yet that you want to, that will genuinely bring you so much joy. So I can see you starting that in July, for sure. Okay, now let's take a look at your love life for July. And then this is your oracle card for July for your love life. So let's take a look at these. So, wow, you have the Wheel of Fortune. This one's so pretty. And then you also have Open Hearts with Rose in reverse. Okay. So, this is really interesting. For your love life in July, I do see something starting, because with the Wheel of Fortune, it's about kind of spinning a part of the wheel, and then that kind of causes like a domino effect, and it keeps spinning and spinning, and you're kind of taken on this ride, on this journey, whether you want to be on it or not. And when that wheel finally stops, only then can you get off of it, but it will keep spinning until gravity decides that's enough, you know. So it's until the momentum kind of slows down. So I can see something starting in July regarding your love life. It could be like feelings are developing for somebody, maybe you're feeling interested in somebody, maybe they're feeling interest in you. It could be that your perspective on love is changing, and then you're kind of taken on this journey. It could even be that you're starting a relationship with someone and that is going on a journey. But I feel like there are challenges, there's like tricky parts for you to kind of overcome. So I think both you and whoever it is you're going to sort of end up in a next relationship with, or somebody you might be interested in, or who might be interested in you, both of you are quite closed-hearted. So even though you both have the capacity to love a lot and love fully, that's exactly why your hearts are closed off, because you feel vulnerable, because you've got so much love to give, you really wear your heart on your sleeve. Your emotions could easily get hurt. Your feelings could get hurt. And so both of you are very closed off. And the hard work on this journey is to kind of open those hearts and make you guys realize it's a safe space to love each other. So I can see that there will be difficulties along this journey, but I also see this as a really fulfilling love life, like a really fulfilling relationship. It's very wholesome. That's kind of the word I'm getting, especially with the like circle. It feels whole. This is a wholesome relationship for sure. There's a lot of growth, a lot of transformation and personal development, a lot of healing as well. So I feel like you're going to sort of start some sort of journey in July that is leading you to this person or leading them to you. And then it's kind of about opening up to each other, if that makes sense, and working on that. So let's take a look at your general life. Ooh, that one. So let's take a look at your general life predictions. I love Brecciated Jasper. Oh, I love that one. So we have the 7 of Cups, and we also have Brecciated Jasper with the number 6. I am open to all that is around me and all that is within me. I am whole. Oh my god, I was literally in your love pile talking about you opening up, and it says I am open. And then I also talked about you having a really wholesome, whole relationship, and it says I am whole. So this is so interesting. You are working on your own self-development to feel really whole, really fulfilled, and really open to everything around you, so that you're prepared for anything that comes your way, for any relationship. Because with the 2 flowers here, I always think a pair, like a partnership. So you're working on yourself to make sure you are open and whole already, so that that vulnerability isn't so scary anymore, because it doesn't feel like anything could get taken away from you, because you are completed on your own, which is so amazing. You also have nurturing, grounding, stabilizing, mental clarity, wholeness, oh my god, again, vitality. You also have root and sacral, so there's definitely emphasis on your love life with this card because of the root and sacral. And then you also have Aries and Scorpio. You guys, I feel like that love life in the last pile that you had, you're you're like a powerful dynamic with this person. You're the other person's equal match. Like, they are your equal match and you're their equal match. But just because Aries and Scorpio is such an incredibly strong and powerful duo, they're kind of unstoppable. So, like, that's kind of what's coming to mind. So, in terms of your general life, you're going to be very dreamy this month. You're going to kind of have your head in the clouds, daydreaming a lot, fantasizing, thinking about what potential side hustle that is that you could go into, thinking about your love life, thinking about your own personal growth and development, thinking about that career goal that you're interested in to start. You have so many opportunities sort of waiting for you because you're at the sort of the starter place, if that makes sense. You're at the beginning. You're sort of in the intermediate level of all of these stages, and you've got the potential to move from there. So when you're at the starting point, you have all this potential in different directions that you could go in. And so there's so many adventures waiting for you in so many different ways in terms of all of the points we've touched on today. There's been room for you to grow and move forward, which is so exciting. So I feel like this month you're going to be thinking about all of these things that you could start, and you're going to kind of really invest in those ideas because those ideas are important to making things come true. So, just as much as, like, as I mentioned with your career, a practical person is necessary. So is the visionary, so is the person who dreams all of these things up. So it's important that you invest in these dreams as well and make sure that you dedicate time to them. So yeah, that is what I see for you in your general life, pile 2. So now we're going to enter the final sort of portion of your reading today, which is where you have the opportunity to ask any 3 yes or no questions pertaining to the month of July that you want to ask. You can ask these out loud or in your head, whichever ones, you prefer. And I'm going to place the answer to question 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. So go ahead and ask your question now. Ask your first question, and I will place the answer down now. So for question 1, the answer is it is guaranteed. For question 2, we have perhaps. So that depends on circumstances, whether or not you actually put the effort in or whether things are aligned for that to happen. And for your third answer, we have yes, when you are ready. So you have to be ready for whatever it was that you just asked about. So please remember to take what resonates. If anything in this reading didn't vibe with you or didn't feel good, just remember you don't have to take anything you don't want to take. At the end of the day, it's all about what resonates with you, and you can take it or leave it. So that was your reading, pile 2. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye. Hello, pile 3. You chose spread peace. So let's take a look at your July predictions. So we have Mother Nature with 31. And then let's also see what your tarot cards are. So we have the Lovers and the Hierophant. So this pile is all about your career. So you're either going to love what you do for your career, or potentially you already love it, depending on what it is you're doing right now. But I feel like you love it. I also feel like for some of you, you might not have like a career or job. Like, family might be your career and your focus. So for some of you, your career is your family, is your home life. But for others of you who that doesn't resonate with, I do just see you loving what it is that you do. I feel like you will eventually, or you may not be there now, but if you're not, you will eventually be at a place where you're working a lot in quite a fulfilling way. Like, your career is a fulfilling one. So, for example, I could see you being like an activist, helping people, maybe working with animals. Maybe that feels really good for you. I can just see you doing something very, very fulfilling for you that really speaks to your soul, where you're helping people. So again, you could be like a firefighter or an EMT. Like, I see you putting a lot of effort into sort of maintaining kindness, spreading peace, literally, to people through your career. For others of you, your career, as I said, is your family, is your home. And that makes you feel really fulfilled because I can see you spending a lot of time with friends and family and getting to do that in a way where maybe you wouldn't have been able to do that as much as you would have liked had you had a job that you had to go to. I see you investing a lot in your relationship if this is what your focus is as opposed to your career. So that is what I see for you in July. So let's take a look at your side hustle. Let's get an oracle card for your side hustle. Oh, you got 2. Okay, so we have the 4 of spring. I do believe that is spring. And we also have, I will have a good day because it's my choice. And what 3 things make you happy? I feel like you might have a lot of side hustles. And so because of that, potentially they're not growing as fast as you would like because obviously you've got to divide your time between all of them and focus on all these different projects. But there is growth. There is slow, steady growth, but it's just maybe not moving as fast as you would like it to. But that's because you've kind of got a lot of side hustles going on, so it's a lot to maintain. You've made so much progress that you can't even notice because I feel like you hold yourself to high standards. You're quite harsh with yourself, so for you it's not good enough. But what you've already achieved just as one person doing all these side hustles is already so incredibly impressive, and most people wouldn't have been able to do it. But you struggle to see that about yourself. You struggle to see that you have achieved a lot, but you really have, and you should congratulate yourself and pat yourself on the back because you're making steady progress with this thing that you're enjoying. I also see that if, you like don't make good progress with your side hustle in a way where you would want it to. It would still be good progress to other people, but to you it's not. You don't let this affect you too much. Like, I feel like you're able to compartmentalize, put that to the side, move on, think about other things. I can see that you're really good at separating your emotions from the success of these side hustles. Like, it doesn't weigh on you too much. You're not too stressed about it. And to be honest, that's what's going to help it grow, because then you're not going to pay too much attention to how well it's doing. And then all of a sudden you'll check back in and you've suddenly, gained a lot of subscribers, or you've suddenly gained like a lot of sales, or whatever it is that your side hustle requires. By sort of taking those steps back and not really focusing on it too much and not stressing over it, you give it the room to breathe and grow. So you're really the right person to take on these types of side hustles that you have, because that kind of attitude is what's going to help it grow. So you've got the perfect sort of perspective and attitude for these side hustles. Okay, let's take a look at your love life. Oh, okay. So that is your side hustle card there. Side hustle, love life. What am I saying? So these are your love life cards. So you have firstly the 6 of Swords, and you also have dig, pull, bury. Bury? How do you say bury? But yeah, when I saw dig, pull, bury, what came to mind was like kiss, marry, avoid. I feel like there's some sort of like, no offense, but like, I don't mean this in a rude way, but kind of like immature feelings of like a crush. So like, there's some sort of crush that's making you very giddy and almost like immature, like, and it's like not in a bad way, but in a way where it's like you're reconnecting with your youth. Like, I feel like they're bringing out these giddy feelings in you, these like silly fun feelings in a positive way. I feel like there is either someone you're crushing on, or maybe you're discussing crushes with like friends and things like that and talking about people, and it's bringing back these like giddy feelings. But I also feel like you're very potentially closed off. With the 6 of Swords, I also feel like there's an element of like, you might be quite a jealous person or partner. You might be slightly possessive as well. I feel like a lot of those feelings are kind of coming up, and this is over a crush, I would say. These feelings that you're having, Potentially. If you don't have a crush, this might not be for you. Don't take it if it doesn't resonate. But for some of you, I definitely see that you have a crush in July, and it's bringing up these sort of immature feelings of like cute, giddy, happy feelings, but then also that jealousy and that possessiveness. You know, there's a lot of shadows and a lot of light going on here. And you need to find a way to make sure they work harmoniously, because otherwise this won't work out in the way that you want it to. If you can't, handle your shadows and temper it and balance it out with the light, then it's not gonna have a positive outcome. Because jealousy and possessiveness have nothing to do with that person and your feelings for them, and it actually has everything to do with whether or not you see them more as an object or more as a person. So that's something you would have to work on if those are feelings you are feeling. But if that is feelings someone else is putting on you, if they're being jealous and possessive over you, that says more about the fact that they view you more so as an object than a person, which isn't great. So you may have to deal with this internally, because I feel like it's an internal struggle within yourself. But if someone else is treating you that way, then obviously you may have to deal with that externally as well and talk that through with that person and address that, because it's not positive to sort of have someone being jealous about you all the time. So it's definitely something to be worked on. So I can see that there's a lot of development and growth that needs to happen in July with your love life. So let's take a look at your general life as well. You got 2 for that. And let's also get a oracle card. So you have Amber for your oracle card. And you also have the 2 of Cups in reverse and the 5 of Diamonds in reverse. Yeah, I feel like obviously general life can cover a few different things. It can cover any sort of aspect of your life. And the aspect it clearly wants to talk about right now is your love life, because we've got the 5 of Diamonds and the 2 of Cups. So you're kind of feeling poor in love. So as I said, there are those sort of toxic feelings, whether you're the one feeling them or someone else is projecting them onto you. Those need to be addressed. And so again, because of this, you're kind of feeling like, why is this not working out for me? But it's nothing to do with you. It's really not. Like, it's more to do with, external factors, things that are going on around you. It's really nothing personal. I think, the cards are just kind of saying that that's how you're feeling, not necessarily that that's how the situation is. So you're feeling like love just isn't working for you, or things aren't working out, but that doesn't mean it won't, or that what you're looking for won't come to you. It's just that for now, you do have to work on some things in order to kind of make yourself whole and grounded as an individual, as a person first, before you kind of move on to other people, because otherwise those shadows are going to keep coming back up. If you don't work on yourself, then those feelings of jealousy and possessiveness, as I said, feeling jealous and possessive is normal. It's a natural human instinct. So don't feel like you can't feel that way. You definitely can. It's just all about how you go about it. If you feel jealous and then you take that out on the person you're with, that's not fair. But if you feel a little bit jealous, but you're able to not let it sort of take over your thoughts and stress you out, and you don't let it come out onto anybody else, you don't project it onto anybody else, then that's fine. You don't have to completely get rid of it. It's not about getting rid of your shadows. It's about balancing it with the light and allowing those 2 things to work together harmoniously within yourself to be one great person, because you can't just get rid of your shadows. You have to work alongside them. So I'm not saying you can't feel jealousy, because you can. It's just about how you express it. You also have I Accept Divine Guidance 11 and 3 with Amber. Amplifies, balances, support. You see, it's about that balance and feeling supported within yourself as well. You also have Crown, Solar Plexus, and Sacral. You have Cancer, Leo, and Pisces. So those zodiacs may be relevant to you this month. There might be sort of traits of those zodiac signs that you kind of might find helpful or useful. Also, anyone with those zodiac signs might be an important part of your month for July as well. This is telling me that for July, you need to trust your intuition and trust your gut, because there will be messages for you there. Also, you might be having dreams that are quite quite powerful that have messages in there as well. So pay attention to your dreams as well. Okay, we're finally moving on to the final part of your reading today, which is where you can ask any 3 yes or no questions pertaining to the month of July, and I will try and answer those for you. So, you can either ask these questions out loud or in your head, whichever you prefer, and I will place the answer to question 1 here, 2 here, and 3 here. So go ahead and ask your first question now, and I will get that answer for you. You have not in a million years. For question 2, we have might be, so that's a maybe. And for question 3, the answer is by all means. So that's basically yes. But I will pull another one. Okay, so we had ask again. So I pulled another card. It says weather permitting. So basically, because we keep getting these really ambiguous answers of like by all means, ask again, weather permitting. Essentially, it's like if everything is aligned, if you've done all the work, if you've put the effort in, if, you know, the stars are aligned, then things will happen basically. So it will turn out in your favor. But it's all about first making sure everything is in order for that to happen. So there's effort that needs to be put in order for this to work out. But that's only about the month of July. After then, you know, anything can happen. So that was your reading part 3. As I always say, just take what resonates. If any messages in this reading really didn't sound like you or feel like something you think, you know, is for you, then by all means ignore it. Like, honestly, you don't have to take it at all. Only take what resonates. But that was your reading part 3, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps the channel out. And if you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye.